With us now is Iranian activist Roya. I'm just going to have you say your last name. Go ahead and say your last name. Thank you very much. Got it all blended together here. You're also the author of Journey from the Land of a Girlhood Caught in Revolutionary Iran. So, Roya, thank you very much for joining us. It's important to have your voice today as we watch what is unfolding in Iran right now. So let's talk about this, your reaction to the protests that we're seeing in Iran right now. And do we know anyone who is still there? Do you? And if so, how are they holding up? Give us the lowdown.
There's no news coming out of Iran. That's the most terrifying part. There are people that are missing from whom I had heard via social media on January 8th, and they have not renewed their posts. They have not given any news. I think people underestimate how terrifying it is that a government shuts down its internet and all ways of communication for people with the outside world. And that's where things are at the moment.
I mean, it is so hard to understand being so far away from it all. And as we see these images on our screens, they are just absolutely devastating. The Supreme Leader said in an address on Saturday, quote, "In this revolt, the U.S. president made remarks in person, encouraged people to go ahead and said, we do support you. We do support your military." What do you make of him blaming Trump for the death toll? And I'm wondering if you think this is a sign that leadership in Iran is digging in versus letting up, despite these historic protests.
The Supreme Leader can't give up or give in at this moment. For the past 47 years, this is the trajectory on which he has been. The whole, the founding fathers of the Iranian Revolution have been. They have been building up to reach an apocalyptic moment where there is a final confrontation with the United States. And this is everything he's been looking for. It could be the Titanic that's sinking, but that's exactly what he has been preparing for. That's exactly sort of the final encounter that he is looking to have with the United States. And this is, in his view, the way to pave the way for the hidden Imam or the Muslim Messiah to arrive.
Right. Yesterday we spoke to U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. I'd like to play you some of what he had to say and get your reaction. Let's listen.
Sure.
The real tipping point is going to be when members of the regular army and the police decide that they can no longer be a part of this atrocity against their own people. When the police members are told to start slaughtering their neighbors, people that they know, there's going to come a point which they will likely say, that's it, we're not going to continue to be a part of this. And when the police and members of the regular army join the protesters, then the revolution has really taken its full zenith.
So do you see Iranian military or police joining protesters at some point? I'm wondering what your reaction to Huckabee is.
I think he is half correct in that in every revolution, you need to have the security forces finally letting up and deciding that they can no longer participate in the mass killing of their own population. That moment hasn't come in Iran yet. However, these are not just all Iranian security forces who have been assaulting people over the past week. There are also militia forces that have been imported from Iraq into Iran. And these militia forces who have come to Iran by the thousands are the forces that have been fighting ISIS, that have been fighting underground armed groups for years in Iraq. So imagine what it's like for an unarmed group of people who are out there for a civil rights movement, for a civilian unarmed movement, faced with savages who are armed and who have been trained and who have exercised the mass killings in another country, who don't speak the language of the local population, who have no relationship with the local population. So I think it's yes, the security forces need to put their weapons down, but those are not the only people on the ground. And I think at the same time, the degree to which the regime has quashed the demonstrations is so deep and so violent that I think it will take many days, weeks for them to return. If the United States made the promise to support the protesters, they need to show some support, visibly, tangibly, in order for them to return to the streets.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.